Welcome to our home. I have been meaning to get around to this house tour video for a really long time, so please come on inside. Now, obviously you guys know from last week's video that we are moving. We are moving across the country. It's very exciting. It's very chaotic. Pretty much everything we own is in these boxes. We are getting ready to leave in days, just a couple days. So I thought it was a good opportunity to sit down and talk a little bit about this house because it is the first house that I ever bought. It's a house that I brought my daughter home into, and it was her home for the first 2 years of her life. So it means a lot to me, and I want to give it a proper farewell. We absolutely loved coming home to these four walls whenever we would arrive back to LA after our travels abroad. If we had a long work day, anything, like we would just walk in the front door, walk through the house, and just always comment on how lucky we felt and how happy we were that this was our home. Because it's all in boxes, giving you an actual tour and walking you through room to room would be pretty uneventful because everything is off the walls. It is a totally naked house now. So I was lucky enough to get a beautifully shot video from our real estate agent who used it for listing purposes, and it was shot so much more beautifully than anything I could have ever done myself for this channel. So I am stealing that and I am going to show you guys that. It probably will look a little bit staged, but we are clean freaks, and by we I mean my husband is a clean freak, so that's actually how our house looks all of the time. We didn't have to stage our home for listing or anything like that. We live in a clutterless space 99% of the time, not including this moving experience. It's been a very cluttered few weeks over here. Without further ado, I am going to show you the beautifully shot video that our real estate agent put together. It's all of our own furniture and decor and everything like that. So this is us. This is us. And this, for the first time ever, is the beach house. Job with that video. Oh my god, I thought it was so beautiful. Like when we saw the video, we were like, maybe we shouldn't list this house. I love this house. It's so beautiful. The front yard is where we actually did the most work. Originally when we moved in, it was just ugly old cracked concrete on the driveway and the front steps and the front landing, and so we got this beautiful gray stone paver. We also got the black iron gate. You had ficus put up in the front yard to add some privacy. Once you get in that front gate, it's just a really beautiful view of the front of the house. When you walk in the front door, you now see this beautiful hallway that's kind of got this gallery-esque feel. And initially, that was all open. It was just an open seating area that was never used. And when we had Bowie come in to the equation, we needed more space. We decided to turn that front seating area into a little office and add a couple walls. From that front hallway, you see right into the rest of our main living area / kitchen, which is obviously where everyone congregates all the time. We typically eat at the island in the kitchen. We really hardly ever use the dining table. And you also get a straight shot view of the beautiful gray brick wall that we had installed. That was one other little touch I did almost as soon as we moved into this place, because I've always wanted exposed brick in somewhere that I lived, and buying my own home for the first time was the first time I could actually do that. I wanted something that was cool enough to match the cool tones in the rest of the house, but I wanted some warm gray in there as well to really warm up the space. I think the brick itself is like 1/3 of an inch thick or something like that, so it's very lightweight, does not damage the walls or anything like that, but it is applied with grout like traditional brick. I really love the open concept. I think that's obviously a super popular trend now, and I definitely would not change that. The biggest changes to the house that we made were in the backyard. Initially when we moved in, it was just a whole lot of grass, no trees, and just one little square pad of decking. So everything else you see is what we did when we moved in. We had ficus put in all around the perimeter of the house, and that ficus was only about 6 foot tall, very bare when they were initially planted about 3 years ago or so, and now they are very full, and I think between like 12 and 14 foot tall. So it really creates just this wall of greenery surrounding the house and gives you amazing privacy. Because the backyard's small, I wanted to create multiple levels to make it feel bigger, and each level would kind of have its own purpose. On the one deck that was already at the house, we have a dining table and a barbecue, and then when you go down to the paver patio, it's like a lounge, chill out area. Go up a couple steps to the continuation of the wood decking. You've got the hot tub and lounge chair area where you can just chill out, get your tan on, and have a little dip in the hot tub, which, by the way, yes, it's a hot tub, but typically living in Los Angeles, we're actually using it as like a cooling off tub. As you know, we just redecorated our bedroom finally after living in this house for 3.5 years, only a couple of months ago, and now we're moving. But at least we got all of the nice new decor that we'll take with us to the new house. I love our master bedroom so much. If you haven't watched the video of our redecorating fiasco during COVID, then you can watch that. I'll link to that somewhere here and down in the video description below. It was absolute madness trying to get that done with a toddler running around and all the rest of it, but we pulled it off. So happy with the way that this bedroom turned out. I've also done a nursery tour before, so you've seen Bowie's bedroom before. This was initially my closet, and I had Bowie's nursery in the front of the house, in a different area of the house, in a different room. And once I had her, I was like, there's no way I want my child that far away from me. She needs to be like as close as possible. We swapped out my closet room with the nursery so that the nursery could be right next door to the master. When you get over to the other side, we have Josh's super cool office, which is new. Like I said, that was the addition that we made to the house. I'm kind of jealous of that pink couch. I want it in my office in the new house. And then we've got my office. I turned it into more of an office than a closet. Did a major overhaul to turn it into a more of a practical office workspace for myself. So I will also link to that video so you can watch that if you haven't seen it yet. And then lastly, we have Bowie's playroom, which also doubles as a guest room. I love multifunctional rooms, in case you couldn't tell. So when we have family staying with us, that couch pulls out and that's where they stay. But day to day, it's Bowie's playroom, and she just kind of bounces off the walls and plays with all of her toys. And that's it pretty much, our little slice of heaven in North Hollywood, California. We're ready for the next part of our story, and that is taking us out of LA. So I am just really excited to finally finish packing up this house and let that stage or phase of this process be over and done with, because it's been going on for weeks and I just feel like I'm swimming in boxes and bubble wrap. Next week, I am going to show you our final farewell to Los Angeles as we begin to hit the road and travel across the country in search of our new home, and it's gonna be freaking crazy. So subscribe and make sure you hit the bell to be notified when the video goes live so that you don't miss it, because we really want you to be a part of this important, crazy journey with our family. We so appreciate you guys for subscribing and showing us the support. So thank you. Thank you. And I will see you in the next video for the next part of this crazy saga. Mwah!